Domestic violence in the U.S.
And 3.
Did you know that in the United States, men experience domestic abuse almost as much as women do? Domestic violence is the willful intimidation, physical assault, mental abuse, sexual assault, and any other abusive behavior as part of a continuous pattern committed by one intimate partner against another. According to national data, domestic abuse affects both males, females, community, and children. We will be using 4 methods of informing to help explain how to spot and avoid the main types of domestic violence. Some of the main signs of domestic violence include psychological abuse, physical assault, and emotional abuse.
What is psychological abuse? Elements of psychological abuse: fear by intimidation, threatening physical harm to self or a loved one, destruction of pets, property, and forcing isolation from family and friends or school and work, physical assault, physical hitting, shoving, punching, kicking, throwing something, assault with weapon like knife or a gun, robbing or stealing something from someone. It could be armed robbery. What is emotional abuse? It could include name calling or criticizing, so it's considered verbal abuse. False accusations, withholding affection or acting jealous, public humiliation and ridicule.
I have some questions.
Sure.
One of my really good friend, she's going through some stuff, and I don't know how to help her. Can you tell me, or are you willing to talk to me a little bit?
Sure. Tell me what you mean by stuff. What kind of stuff is she going through?
She is experiencing, I think, what I would consider abuse from her longtime boyfriend, but I don't know. She tells me bits and pieces of stuff, and I don't know if I'm understanding everything correctly.
Okay. What kind of things has she described that you think are abusive?
Well, she told me that her boyfriend tells her names, calls her names, like she's stupid and she's, just not, a good person, and just things like that. Just makes her feel really bad, and she cries a lot.
Yeah, that's emotionally abusive. That's what we would consider emotionally abusive, and especially if it makes her feel that way, it definitely is impacting her in a negative way.
Yeah, she's struggling because she does work, and her boyfriend, just lost a job, and so she's really stressed out, and she doesn't know what to do because he hasn't acted like this before, and she's not sure what's happening and how she can help, how she can make things the way they used to be.
I wonder, has your friend ever said anything to you about being afraid of him or feeling threatened?
Well, I know she isn't sleeping well. She's having nightmares, and I think that he's actually hurt her before, physically, and I don't think that's ever really happened. So she's just she loves him, and she believes that he loves her, and so she's just really worried. She wants to stay with him and make it work.
And I understand that. Most folks that go through any kind of abuse, they don't really want their relationship to end, they want the abuse to end. But do you know, has she talked about anything along the lines of him acknowledging that he's got a problem, or him taking responsibility for his behavior? Do you know if there's any blaming kind of messaging going on?
I don't think that he's open to listening to her when she says, can we talk about this and things like that. I think he's very angry. He'll just, I think what I've heard is that he'll walk out and slam the door, and is just really upset.
Well, that's one of the things that's important for your friend to hear is that, you know, stress and anger don't cause abuse. And if he's lost his job and he's feeling any kind of insecurity or inadequacy regarding that, then it's really his responsibility to address that within himself and not make it about her. And that's really one of the common characteristics of abusive people is that they don't take responsibility for their behavior and they start blaming other situations or other people. But it's not about her at all, and I understand her wanting to be in that relationship and salvage the relationship, but until he acknowledges that he's got an issue, it's probably not going to change, and if anything, what we know is it's most likely going to get worse.
So what do you recommend? What can my friend do? How can I help? What happens now?
Well, it depends on what your friend wants to do. I mean, you know, relationships are supposed to be about partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's not open to working on this issue in partnership with her and address, you know, his feelings regarding losing his job or whatever else is going on, it's not going to get too far because she can't do all the work and she can't do his work for him. But, you know, I mean, hopefully it'll get better. Hopefully he might start addressing his stuff. But if he doesn't, it might be a good idea that she's aware of the resources that are available.
Okay.
You know, if it gets bad and she feels in danger, there's a whole domestic violence shelter system available. There's orders of protection that she could get if she wants to be around other people that might be experiencing the same thing. There's a bunch of support groups in the valley that she might look into attending. There's a wide array of services available. It just depends on what she decides that she wants and what's going to work best for her. But I would support my friend in letting her know that, you know, it's not up to her to fix him. It's his responsibility as an adult, and if he's not willing to work on his stuff, then she can only do so much to be supportive of him.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
You bet, you bet. You take care, and we're here if you need us. Give us a call back if you need to, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Bye.
The main signs of domestic violence are psychological abuse, physical assault, and emotional abuse. We went over how to spot and avoid the main types of domestic violence.
If you remember these points that we have described, defined, demonstrated, and narrated in this domestic violence documentary, you can remain better aware of these types of scenarios, giving you a better chance of avoiding domestic violence. We hope that you have found this documentary helpful and the resources that you have been provided helpful as well. Thank you so much.